Hello my friends, it's been quite a while since I last sat here and talked to you guys in this setting because the last two videos that I did, well, the first video that I filmed in this apartment technically was a Birkin unboxing, which was a spontaneous video. I just sat down and started filming. It's not something that was planned, so I didn't really have the chance to catch up with you guys. And then the other video that I uploaded last week was a shopping vlog, which is something that I had been filming for quite a while. So this is basically the first video that I'm filming in this new apartment, and I actually missed sitting here and talking to you guys. So I hope you've been well. This is not my final setup, but the apartment is still, there are a lot of moving pieces still. I am still waiting on a ton of furniture, so for now I hope this background is not too distracting, but this is the best that I could do for now because I feel like if I film in my living room it's quite echoey in there. So we'll see how this goes, but today we're going to be doing a tiny, I mean, it would be an exaggeration to call it an Hermes haul, but I guess it is. We're going to be unboxing some tiny little pieces from Hermes that I picked up in the past couple of weeks. Things that I should have shared with you when I unboxed my new Birkin, but I was just so overwhelmed by it. I was so happy to be unboxing that bag that I kind of forgot about these little pieces. So those are the things that we're going to be going through today. And then I also want to do a little bit of housekeeping, just talk to you guys about my new upload schedule, some videos that I have planned. I would love to get your feedback on a few little things. So without further ado, first things first, if you'd like to come along and unbox some new Hermes pieces with me, some of which would be the perfect way to brighten up your home for spring summer without breaking the bank, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and keep on watching. So why don't we start with these two things, which are not new to my collection, but these are things that I posted about over on my Instagram, and I got so many questions, I figured we might as well include them here, which I think I had mentioned this in a previous video of mine, even before sharing these on Instagram. But I did have my Avalon collection, my original Avalon collection, not my new pillow that I picked up more recently, but my original Avalon collection professionally cleaned. So I ended up dropping the pillow off at my local dry cleaner, and I ended up having the blanket sent to Hermes, to the Hermes Spa, because Hermes was not willing to clean this pillow for me. Long story short, Pi, when he was a puppy, he basically decided that he's going to use this as his chew toy, and he was so adorable when he was doing it. He was basically just dissecting the thread that runs along the edges of this pillow that I never told him that he can't do it. So he ended up dissecting the thread, and what I didn't realize is that he also ended up chewing one of the corners of the pillow. So I thought, you know what, I have to take the blanket back to Hermes anyway. I'll take this pillow with me, and I'm sure that they can fix it for me. Well, they said they're not willing to work on this because they cannot fix this tear in the pillow, and if they cannot fix this, they're not willing to work on anything else. So this was sent back, which is fine. I ended up taking it to my local dry cleaner, and it came out just fine. And then the blanket they ended up cleaning for me, which they gave me a quote for this blanket before they started working on it, and it cost me 179 euros to have this blanket cleaned. This was, I mean, I want to say 9 or 10 euros to have the pillow dry cleaned just by a regular dry cleaner. But I went ahead with having the blanket cleaned by Hermes because I wanted to see what they were able to do for almost 200 euros, which I did post about this over on my Instagram, and I asked you guys to guess based on the color which one was cleaned by Hermes and which one was cleaned by a dry cleaner for 10 euros and for almost 200 euros. I think 179 euros to be exact. And the majority of you actually guessed that it was the pillow that was cleaned by Hermes and that the blanket was done by a dry cleaner who doesn't actually specialize in cleaning Hermes pieces based on the color, which I have to agree with. The pillow does look a lot brighter in person, but one thing that I have to point out is that it feels a little bit more rough than it did when I first got this pillow, but it looks brand new. It's super bright and fresh looking, whereas the blanket might not look as bright and as new, but it feels a lot softer. I mean, it's just as soft as it was when I first got it, because Hermes didn't only dry clean this, but they also got rid of all the pilling, which the pilling on these pieces happens a lot quicker than it should for the price, but at least it's something that they're able to get rid of. but that wasn't done to the pillow. The pillow was only dry cleaned. So for 10 euros or however much it was, I think they did an incredible job. Would I ever spend, or would I ever recommend that you spend, 179 euros, I guess close to $200 on having your Avalon pieces dry cleaned by Hermes? Not unless your piece is in terrible shape. Maybe after 5 to 10 years of using your pieces, you could take them back to Hermes. But if you are just trying to clean your pieces regularly so they stay bright and they stay fresh, honestly, just take them to your dry cleaner. Make sure that you choose a dry cleaner who specializes in fine fabrics. But other than that, I really don't think that it is worth the price tag, and I don't think it is just worth your time because you're going to be without your pieces for quite a while. I think this took me about 2 months to get back from Hermes, and I have to say they did an incredible job. But I mean, I honestly don't think that the blanket necessarily needed all this treatment. They did a phenomenal job, but I don't think that I would do this again, or at least not for a few years. Moving on, I did want to show you this piece, which is something that I have actually been using for the past couple of weeks, but I did put it back in its box just so you guys can experience the unboxing with me, or at least you can see how you're going to be getting this if you decide to pick up this piece, which a lot of you ask me under my Birkin unboxing what I had to buy to get my Birkin rock, which I am going to do an in-depth video on. I'm going to do an updated how I got my Birkin in 2023 and what I did to get my exceptional Birkin bag, because it is my first exceptional piece. But I have to be really honest with you, the only piece that I actually bought and paid for it in between getting my last bag, which was a Constance, and getting my new Birkin rock, the only piece that I bought was this, and as you'll see, it's quite a small piece. Now there were some other things that I ordered, which all of that I'm going to talk about in my upcoming video. If it's something that you would like to see, if you want me to start working on that, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, because I do have some new tips and tricks that I want to share with you, and I don't want to be one of those people who's like, I just walked into Hermes, asked for a bag, and within a week they called me, because that is not the case. I mean, I've been buying Hermes for a decade at this point, but the only piece that I technically bought after getting my Constance and before getting my Birkin rock was this piece, which is from the Hermes home collection, and it is a new mug, and it is a mug from a collection that I haven't actually bought anything from before this, and it is the so-called Soleil, their Hermes collection. It's one of their newer collections, and the reason I ended up picking up this mug, just because, as you guys know, I already have my Mosaic collection complete from Hermes, is because these pieces are dishwasher safe, which the Mosaic collection isn't. They're actually platinum and gold plated, so they are not things that are microwave or dishwasher safe, which is fine when it comes to most pieces. But when it comes to the mugs, which I use multiple times a day, every single day, is something that is quite annoying, especially because my Mosaic mugs have definitely started discoloring just because I use them every single day, and no matter how hard I scrub them, there is some discoloration that I cannot get rid of, which is just not the prettiest look, especially in the morning when I make myself a fresh cup of tea. I don't want my mugs to look brown, which, trust me, I know it's not a big deal. I know it's a first world problem to have to drink a cup of coffee or a cup of tea from a mug that looks a little used, but still, if you're spending so much money on these pieces, you want to be able to use them, and you also want to be able to clean them, which, if you have any tips or tricks on how to clean fine china that cannot be put in the dishwasher, please let us know in the comment section. I have a suspicion that you could probably do something with baking soda or vinegar, but I'm not exactly sure what. So if you have any tips, if you have ever had this issue, please let us know in the comment section. But long story short, I have been looking for some new mugs that are dishwasher safe, and this entire collection was made for, Hermes calls it, made for everyday use, which means that they are dishwasher safe, and you can also put them in the microwave, which this is something that I have been using for, I want to say, for about a week or two, and as you can see, it looks brand new still, which, I mean, it did take quite a while for the Mosaic collection to start discoloring, but I have put it in the dishwasher several times. I don't really use the microwave, but I have put this in the dishwasher several times, and the print hasn't chipped, it hasn't worn, which is not something that I would expect. But if you are looking for a new mug, I would definitely recommend looking into the Soleil d'Hermes collection, especially if you are looking for some new, more colorful pieces to bring into your home for spring, summer. This, I think, is an adorable collection. And by the way, these pieces you can buy individually. And last but not least, let's unbox this last piece, which has taken me month and month to hunt down. I'm not exaggerating, which you wouldn't think that this would be so hard to get, and it's not like there was a waiting list for it, but it just sold out quicker than I think most stores anticipated. So when this fragrance, which is what's in here, when this fragrance first launched, I remember getting a little blotter paper of it, and I was like, you know, it's not really for me, it's nice, but I don't need another bottle of fragrance. So I just took that blotter paper and threw it in the shopping bag that I had with me at the time, and I went home not really thinking about it, but every single time I walked past that shopping bag, I was like, what is this scent? What smells so great? And it took me a while to realize that it was actually the fragrance sample or the blotter paper that was in that shopping bag. So the next time I went to Hermes, I asked if they still had it in stock, if I could pick one up, and they told me that it's out of stock. And it was out of stock for at least a couple of months, because I have only just got my hands on this new fragrance, which is, let me unwrap this really quick. It is the Hermes, as I call it, baby fragrance, which it is a fragrance made for kids. It's not technically made for babies. I think it does say on the bottle, I saw it somewhere, they do say that it is for children from 3 years of age, so it's not technically for babies, but I started calling it the baby fragrance, and now all of my friends call it the baby fragrance too. But it is basically a scent developed for kids. The big difference between this and the traditional Hermes fragrances is the concentration of the oil, the fragrance oil in there, and the base. So the base doesn't actually have any alcohol in there. I think it is a water-based fragrance, which I have actually been wearing this for the past couple of months, because even though I couldn't get a full-size bottle of this, I kept getting samples from my Hermes boutique anytime I went and I asked about this. Even though they didn't have the full-size bottle in stock, they gave me a few little samples that I could try. So I have been wearing this scent, so I can tell you that it smells incredible. It just smells like a really soft, comforting scent. It almost smells like, honestly, like an Hermes store. Maybe if I unbox it and give it a sniff, I can tell you guys a little bit more about what it smells like. But it did come beautifully packaged. There is this little card, which is just adorable, and then it does come in the orange box, and also in an orange dust bag, which is just the most adorable little thing. And then this is the fragrance bottle. I hope you guys are able to see it, but I will definitely do some better close-ups for you guys. But as you can see, the juice itself is quite clear, which is indicative of the fact that the fragrance is going to be quite light. I mean, this is not one of those fragrances that lingers or really even lasts. I mean, it lasts probably a couple of hours. This is what I would call a skin scent. It's mainly for you and the people who are really close to you. I mean, if someone gives you a hug, they're going to smell it, but it's not something that you're going to get compliments on. If you enter a room, it's not something that is going to enter before you do. If you like a powerful, strong scent, this is not something that you will enjoy. But if you love something really subtle, really beautiful, really clean, this, I think, is something that you just have to try. Or if you're someone who loves applying fragrance before you go to bed, this you have to add to your collection. If I would, as I said, it kind of smells like an Hermes boutique, but you know what it also reminds me of? It kind of also reminds me of a cup of chamomile tea. I'm not sure if there are any notes of chamomile in here, but that's just what came to mind. But it's also fruity. There might be some florals in there too, but then the base is beautifully grounded. There are definitely some woods and notes in there. It's just a beautifully balanced fragrance. But this actually completes today's tiny Hermes haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it and you don't mind that it wasn't a gigantic Hermes haul. I wanted to just share with you some of the little pieces that I picked up, which it is still quite a bit of money to spend at Hermes. So I'm just as grateful for these little things as I am for some of my larger purchases. And I was beyond excited to get my hands on this fragrance, because it is something that I have been looking for quite a while. So if you can get your hands on this, please do, because I think you would really enjoy it. And I wanted to quickly let you know that I am coming back to YouTube. I'm going to be uploading Thursdays and Sundays, and I think I said this before, but I have been toying with the idea of doing 3 videos a week. I would love to do an additional video each Tuesday, but I'm not making any promises just yet, just because there's still a lot going on with the move. I don't know if it's something that I could handle right now, and I always want to make sure that when I film something for you, I'm not just filming for the sake of filming, but I film something that actually adds value to your life. So I want to make sure that whenever I do a video for you, it's not only well filmed, but it is also something that you will find helpful, which is why I would love to know in the comment section what videos you would like to see from me. What are the things that you would be interested in? Some of the videos that I do have planned for the coming weeks. I would love to do a video on the new Hermes runway bags, which have just walked the runway, so that is definitely something that you'll see from me soon. I do want to do a video on how exactly I got my exceptional Birkin, kind of an updated how I got my Birkin with tips and tricks, because I don't want to be one of those people who's just like, I walked into Hermes, I asked for a bag, and I don't know how, but it happened, because that is not the case. I have been buying Hermes for a really long time, and even though I only purchased one piece, since I got my last bag, I did order a few other things which I would love to share with you. So that is something that I do have coming up. And if there are any questions, do let me know in the comment section. And then what else did I have planned? I definitely had something else planned. Oh, I do owe you guys an update on my hair bag. So I do want to do an updated hair bag review, a deep dive on why I always go on and on and on about the hair bag. That is also something that I want to do. I might do something on my Kelly wallets, just because those are also pieces that I love so much. I want to do these deep dive videos on the pieces that I use just really often, because they're expensive pieces, and I want to make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into if and when you decide to pull the trigger and add these pieces to your collection. But please let me know what other videos you'd like to see from me. If you'd like to see more vlogs, if you would like to see more, I don't know, styling videos, if you'd like to see more shopping vlogs or anti-hauls, whatever it is, please let me know in the comment section, because I do want to create videos that you will actually enjoy. Otherwise, I'm just talking to a wall. So I do want to make sure that I film videos that you do actually enjoy. And I can't believe I almost forgot, but I do want to start creating mini vlogs for you guys. I know I don't really do that many more personal vlogs on YouTube, but it's something that I have been toying with the idea of doing. So if it's something that you would be interested in, please let me know. And also let me know where would you like to see those from me. Would you like me to do them on Instagram? Would you like me to do them on YouTube Shorts? Or my friends have been suggesting that I start doing TikTok, which I do have a TikTok account, which I don't really use. I'll leave the name up on the screen here. I did create one when I first started blowing up, but I have never really been active on there. But if it's a platform that you guys enjoy, if it's something that you are already a user of, let me know, because I would love to start creating these mini vlogs, which I feel like would be hard to squeeze into a long form YouTube video. If you would like to get to know me a little better and my daily routine, I would love to start creating these mini vlogs either on Instagram, on YouTube Shorts, or even on TikTok. But just let me know what's your preferred platform. And I think this was all of it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. I really appreciate you being here and watching, and I hope to see you back here with a new video really, really soon.